Hello, and welcome back to Football by the Numbers. I am John, and I am joined once again by my two friends, Andrew and Will. Will, how are you doing this week?
Doing just dandy, John. We're down to the Final Four in NCAA soccer, so that's exciting.
Yeah, who's left in the NCAA?
Seton Hall was playing today, weren't they?
Yeah, they lost to Indiana. We've got Pitt, we have Marshall, and UNC. So, heavily dominated by the ACC there.
The East Coast over there.
Yeah, definitely. The ACC is here to represent.
It's been a while since Seton Hall and Marshall have been up there, right?
Yeah, this is a crazy run by Marshall. They were not ranked in the tournament. So.
Insane.
Impressive.
I know a couple guys on the team there. That's awesome. I'm proud of them.
Yeah, good for them. I'm proud of them as well. So, Andrew, how are you doing? This not too good of a weekend for you, huh?
You know what? I'm a man of my word, John. And I took the loss by heart. And if you guys can't tell over there, I bought myself my buddy John a sandwich over there.
You sure did. You know, it was a great weekend for me. It came out.
I'm over here hungry and sad.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a great sandwich. I really
It was a great game, though, John. It was a great game, though. You know, Salt Lake, San Jose, there was a lot of back and forth. Both teams had their opportunities. I mean, go ahead and fill us in on what you thought of the game.
Yeah, so like you said, it was a really good game. And I think our analysis in the last episode, which if you haven't heard, by the way, early plug for our last episode, go back and check out what we said about the last game. So like we said last time, whoever dominates the most possession we think is going to win. Now, I will give you, Real Salt Lake did take an early lead with a beautiful, beautiful bicycle kick by, I think it was Rubio Rubin, in the 43rd minute, so early in the first half. So San Jose had to really make up some ground. Luckily, we have the MLS all-time. I say we like I'm part of the fan club or anything like that, but it was my pick, and I'm pushing for San Jose this season, I guess. So late in the second half, I believe it was in the 83rd minute.
Daggers.
Yeah, my boy Chris Wondolowski, the all-time MLS leading goal scorer, comes on and scores, evening the tie 1-1. And then 4 minutes later, he brings home the winner and shoots it home with the assist from Chris Fiera. And, the first goal was a good deflected shot from Chris Wondolowski. The Real Salt Lake goal was beautiful. I mean, it was great. XG had this game at Real Salt Lake at 0.9 goals and San Jose at 1.6. So I'd say that San Jose really kind of deserved to win this game after being down 1-0 in the first half. 58% possession to San Jose, 82% pass accuracy. So like I said in previous episodes, not only do they attempt a lot of passes with 469 this game, but they attempt a lot of passes, but they complete a lot of passes as well. They had more shots on target. They both had 15 shots, but San Jose had 6 to Real Salt Lake's 4. Obviously, 3 out of 4 saves for San Jose. And then, Will, your shout, David Ochoa, actually had 4 of 6 saves. So, all in all, I think it was a great tie and a fair result. And I think this was really a good showing of San Jose's intentions for the season. They beat Real Salt Lake, who I believe was in third last week. I think we were kind of going back and forth on who was third and who was second. Now San Jose is firmly in second and has beaten the third place team. So it'll be interesting going forward to see. So which games did you guys watch? Will, what game did you watch this weekend?
I was tuned into Nashville versus New England, and pretty evenly matched game there. If you go by expected goals, Nashville won, New England 0.9. New England dominated possession 58% to Nashville's 42%. New England almost had 200 more total passes in the game, but Nashville had more shots on target at 44% to 33%. I mean, Joe Willis pretty much kind of like saved the game for Nashville. He made a couple saves that seemed like they were going in the back of the net, and he just kind of stood on his head, kept them in the game.
Huge win for Nashville too. You really called that game really well, and they finally got their first win. They're still undefeated this season. They beat the first place team in the league as well, so that is a huge result. What do you think of the result, Will? What does that say about Nashville this season?
Yeah, this is big. I think New England's gonna be top of the conference, and maybe Nashville is more like mid-table. They really needed this badly. They couldn't go 4 home matches without a win. So props to them for coming through. And
I think it'll be exciting to kind of see what this gives Nashville. This could be kind of like a light of the fire because, they've drawn 3 in a row. To finally get a win under their belt, it could lead to something cool happening down there in Nashville.
Yeah, and a lot of those games too weren't for lack of goals that they drew. They weren't 0-0 ties. They drew 2-2. I believe they drew 1-1 to Inter Miami. 2-2. I can't remember who they drew. It was a great game though.
Mr. Woodsmith, FC Cincy.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't the game that I was talking about, but that was an embarrassing draw. That was the game that Brenner scored in, actually, getting his first goal of the season. But it was the game after that. It was the game before
Montreal.
Yes, that's right, Montreal, and who were performing pretty well this season as well. But yeah, that was a great game. Andrew, which game do you want? I know that you watched one of the biggest games one of the biggest rivalries of the season so far. What game did you watch?
I watched the El Trafico game. LA Galaxy versus LAFC. And I just got to start here. The Galaxy do not win that game without Bond. Jonathan Bond was the highlight of LA Galaxy. Now, the only other man that could have outshined his performance was Chicharito. I mean, that man is in top form. He's kind of performing probably to the levels of when he was at Man United or even... Oh, where did he go after? Yeah, Leverkusen.
Or he was at Sevilla for a short stint. He was at West Ham for a short stint. And I think there was
Real Madrid on loan for a little bit.
Yes, Real Madrid. He performed pretty well there as well. But yeah, LA Galaxy certainly had a showing, and I agree. Jonathan Bond really stood on his head, to use your term from our pre-match.
Just to put it in perspective, LA Galaxy only had 38 possession.
Yeah, 38%.
LAFC's 62%. On top of that, LAFC had 17 shots. But unfortunately, they only could get 5 on target, which, if you can't hit the net, you're not going to score. Where we saw LA Galaxy was able to bury the 2 opportunities that they had. LA Galaxy only had 3 opportunities total, and they scored on 2 of them. So when it comes down to the numbers...
To lethality of Chicharito.
Yes. He's got, 6 goals this season?
Yeah, 6 or 7. The lethality of this guy, it just shows the European pedigree that he's really been brought up in. He's showing the Manchester United form and the skills that he learned there, because those leagues are just on a different level. I think he scored in half of the games that he played almost for Bayer Leverkusen too. He scored in several of the games for Real Madrid he played. I don't think he played too many games for Sevilla. And then at Manchester United,
I think it was only like 20.
Yeah, I think it was even less than that. It might have only been 10. And just to go, I think he's really hit form and found he's a really big fish in a small pond at LA Galaxy. And out of 11 shots, 3 on target, and he scores 2 out of 3 on target. That's incredible, especially having been dominated by possession by LAFC. I'm just taking a look at the stats, and it's...
I do think one of his goals was changed. I think Santos got the second one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He assisted that.
Yes.
Chicho, he assisted the goal. He did not get it.
So goal involvement still. He created the goal instead of actually scoring the goal, which shows his additional lethality, like we were talking about with Cade Cowell last week. The lethality of this guy in just creating goals and not just scoring the chances. I mean, that's huge for the Galaxy, considering they had less than 40% possession, almost 70% possession or 70% passing accuracy. I'm looking, it says 72 here by our sources. 27% shots on target. I mean, yeah, I'd say the two players of the game were the goalkeeper, Jonathan Bond, and Chicharito, for sure.
He's definitely going to be a threat for Mexico. It's leading into the World Cup qualifying games. I'm excited to see if he can continue his play at even more of an elite level. Maybe we got the old guy back. It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting to see him perform in the Gold Cup. It'll be really excited to see him perform in the World Cup if he's still able to play around that time. I really would like to hear from some fans of the Mexico national team about what they think of Chicharito compared to Luis Hernandez, the other Mexico striking legend, and how they view those two, because I've grown up with Chicharito and known him as the Mexican striker, the Mexican striking talent at that national team, and he's been there forever. I mean, the guy is I think he's in his early to mid 30s, and it seems like
31.
It seems like
31.
he's in his mid to late 40s. He's been around so long, and he's been such a household name. You know, we've named those teams. Bayer Leverkusen is a big team in Germany. Sevilla and Real Madrid, two of the biggest teams in Spain. Manchester United, arguably the biggest team, especially in the era that he was in there. 10 years ago? That's the same time as Sir Alex Ferguson was there. I mean, Man United was the team of the Premier League, and arguably still is. I won't argue that because I'm not a big Man United fan, but I mean, you can't deny the level of success that they've had under Sir Alex Ferguson. It's intense. But let us know what you guys think. What was the match of the weekend? Did you guys watch LAFC? Did you watch El Trafico like we suggested you did? Did you watch San Jose and win $5 from Andrew and a sandwich like I did? Let us know.
$10. $10.
That's right.
Don't play it down. Play it down.
Got an extra tasty sandwich. I will tell you.
Oh,
that,
yes.
Boys. But one thing that I wanted to highlight and, kind of give a round of applause to and a hats off to you, Andrew, was Caden Clark. That was a good call. What did he do this weekend, Andrew?
He got 2 goals my apologies. This past weekend, he got 2 goals for the Red Bulls, and they came out with a win, which is, they're kind of middle of the group right now. And I think they could be a playoff team. I think it's too soon to say. My buddy Barlow plays out there, so I'm always going to be tuning into their games. But I think Caden is going to be somebody special this whole season. I'm really excited to see if he can continue his scoring rate. I still would like to see a little bit more of a possessive and I don't know, like passing rate out of him. He's not playing more of a forward role. He's playing kind of like a 10, like more involved in the plays continuously. So I'd like to see the ball move from his feet a little bit more. But, I mean, you can't argue with the fact that he's putting the ball in the back of the net and he's winning games. That's the most important part of being an attacking midfielder.
Definitely. So I think that brings his goal tally to 3, which matches his 2020 season tally with the Red Bulls 2, and is 1 more than he achieved last year, actually. So he's right now, per 90 minutes, he's averaging 0.8 goals and 0.8 goals and assists, which he doesn't have any assists, so that affects the numbers a little bit. But he's also averaging 1.1 expected non-penalty goals and assists this season so far. So he's doing pretty well, and certainly overperforming his numbers. So having said all this, guys, what I know we have some midweek games coming up. What do you think? And Will, I'll start again with you. What games are you looking at this? Are you looking at any midweek games, or are you looking more towards the weekend?
Right now, I mean, I'm looking towards the weekend. I'm interested in Austin. They looked pretty well Sunday night against Sporting KC. They've got LA Galaxy coming up this weekend, so they've really impressed as a first-year expansion team. The other team I have eyes on is the Philadelphia Union. They've got 2 tough games this week with New England Revolution and then the New York Red Bulls.
Come to the dark side, Will. That's my pick. You trying to come in here and take it from me?
No, it's your team, but
come on. I'm like a kid. I'm so excited for this next weekend's game. I get to not only watch Tommy Barlow and Caden Clark, but I get to watch my own pick. I can't lose. either my two boys win or my pick, proving John wrong, wins. So, what can I say?
I wouldn't bet against me too much, considering how that last bet worked out. Delicious sandwich, once again, guys.
I'm going to earn that $10 back. I'm going to earn it back.
Yeah, that's what he says. You know, I've already eaten the sandwich. It was delicious, by the way, guys. But Andrew, I was going to jump over you and tell the audience what games that I wanted to watch this week. What games are you watching, and who have you got your eyes on?
Oh, I'm definitely watching Philadelphia and the Red Bulls, but I'm with Will. I got to watch Austin play. I was really excited to see how they played this past weekend. Who else do I want to watch? It's a great question.
Before you get too deep into who to watch, shout out Caden Clark, shout out Barlow over there at the New York Red Bulls, and shout out Mr. Clark, Caden Clark's dad, who recently liked our tweet on an affiliate podcast for us. It was the Lou Boys podcast, which we've started with some other friends for the St. Louis FC USL team that was recently disbanded, and we're performing that in anticipation of the MLS team coming to St. Louis in 2023. So go ahead and check that out. Lou Boys SC on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts, except on YouTube. We haven't put it on YouTube yet.
I'm just going to say I'm weekend heavy. My other team that I'd choose is going to be New York City versus Toronto. I think that's going to be an interesting game to kind of watch. Those two teams are kind of up in the topper tier. So I'd like to watch them, and then Nashville and Real Salt Lake. Hopefully Salt Lake can come back off of that devastating loss.
After that devastating sandwich.
Loss.
That devastating sandwich. I lost. Sorry. Oh, man.
Come on.
Oh.
Salt Lake. Come
Belly's
on.
Belly's just so full. Well, I mean,
mine's so empty.
I'm going to keep up with the trend here because, you know, it's almost like the analogy tails never fails. San Jose never fails, and this would be the statement of their intentions. So the game that I'm going to watch is on May 12th, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. San Jose versus the Seattle Sounders, number 1 versus number 2. My initial pick to win the Western Conference versus the Dark Horses, San Jose, the bet winners, the Sandwich Masters. I don't know who I have in that game, honestly. I think
if San Jose wins,
they're
going to be for real. We can't call them the Dark Horse anymore. Can we call them a Dark Horse if they win this Wednesday?
I mean,
I don't
possibly,
know. I don't know if you can do that.
Will, like you and I were talking about, they're a pretty streaky team, but they're not cooling off. You know, they're not slowing down. And if we can call them the Dark Horse, you know, how do you think they'd be a dark horse, Will? They'd be jumping into first place, and I know we didn't anticipate them being here, but they'd be 4-0-1 with 12 points at the top of the Western Conference. Will, what do you think? Would they be a dark horse, or would they be pretty clear favorites to go on and make the playoffs and get a high seed?
Yeah, at that point, I think we got to take them pretty seriously. With playing Seattle, who we know is legit. They always are. And then a tough game this weekend against Portland, who's no slouch themselves. So, yeah, I think they officially mature beyond their title of dark horse if they perform well this weekend.
They earn our respect.
Yeah, and I'm willing to drop the gauntlet and take you up on the sandwich challenge this week.
No way!
If San Jose were to earn more than 2 points in these two games this week.
If San Jose were able to win more than 2 points in these two games, you're going to buy me a sandwich?
But you owe him a sandwich if it doesn't happen.
I will take that bet. I think that San Jose can pull it off. I think they can beat Portland Timbers, and I think they can beat Seattle Sounders. But I'll take one win out of those two games, and I'll get another sandwich. Man, I'm gonna have a belly full of sandwich 2 episodes in a row. I will absolutely take that. Well, there you guys have it. There's plenty of games to watch this upcoming week, both midweek to fill your CONCACAF Champions League needs, as well as weekend games to fill your weekend football needs. So Guys, thank you again for joining me and discussing all this. Andrew, thank you for the sandwich. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Honestly, I'm glad you loved the sandwich. I'm honored that I got to provide you with dinner tonight. But that being said, guys, if you're looking for some more content, go check out Lou Boys SC. We got a podcast on Apple Pod, Anchor, Spotify. You can find it anywhere that you want to. And you can listen to it to work, when you're going to the bathroom, wherever you want to listen to podcasts. We got Lou Boys SC is going to be on all kinds of interviews with some players in the USL. We talk about the MLS. We're talking about St. Louis City coming here in 2023. So go check it out. Will, what do you got?
Yeah, keep an eye out on Twitter. We've got Football by the Numbers account coming soon, so be on the lookout.
Yeah, and maybe Caden Clark's dad can Football by the Numbers in general, like our tweets, and maybe tweet out some of our videos. No big deal. But no, thank you again, Mr. Clark, for liking our tweet. That was awesome to get such a high profile
fan.
Dad.
I'm gonna call him a fan.
Yeah, fan. Sure, we'll call him a fan.
He liked our tweet. That makes him a fan. I appreciate him. I'm glad. I can't wait to see what Caden's got this season. He's doing something special over there. Hopefully, we can get him to the big leagues over there in Europe.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm still going with the prediction that if Cade Cowell and Caden Clark can perform at this level, I think they're going to Europe. I think they have to go to Europe. And I think that I saw an article recently about Cade Cowell possibly trying out for the Mexican national team, and he can't do that. That's not allowed. He has to play for the United States. He has to go overseas and develop his talent abroad. Thank you again, guys, for joining us. If you haven't,
thanks for having
me.
Go
check out our last video about our MLS picks of this week and this weekend. Go see if we were right. I was right. Andrew was not, once again. I'm just going to let that go this whole episode and let everyone know to listen to me. But guys, thank you again. Go check out our other videos. Go check out our video on the European Super League if you haven't heard about that. It's still going on. The battle is not over. Take back our football from these billionaire owners over there in Europe and these other presidents that want to keep this Super League going. And then go listen to my rant. I know the Champions League finals coming up here in less than a month now about why Bayern should be in that final and why Chelsea. I guess Chelsea should be, but Man City should not.
Whoa.
Yeah,
the Blues.
Yeah, it's nice to have a really easy road to the final and not Man City and
Did
PSG
you just call Real Madrid easy?
This year I did.
Come on now. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
But thank you guys again. Please subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification bell so you get all of our videos in your notification box. Leave a comment and let us know what games are you going to be watching. Is Will going to provide me a sandwich next week? Probably yes.
No way.
Let us know in the comments down below. Let's go, San Jose, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.